It is hard, but ultimately you just have to remember like why you're here, and you have to remember like why you love them. And for me, there are days when it's hard, you know, like it's such a different culture. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I feel like I haven't filmed in seriously so long. My excuse is always the same. It's because school's a little crazy right now, but next week is spring break and I can get some more filming done and I'm really excited. I have some fun videos planned, so just stay tuned for that. But it's Saturday today, so it means I have some time to film. So today I actually have a really fun collab video with Mel Denney here on YouTube, and she actually reached out to me, so thank you so much for reaching out. I will link her channel down below and this video down below. So we are both in a military relationship, so we bonded over that right away. And we are also both college students, so we thought it would be fun to give our viewers, who we know we have a lot of people who are in military relationships that watch our videos, so we thought we would give a little insight as to what it's like being a college student in a military relationship. So we each have a few points that we're going to talk about, so please go check out her video for the most complete package of a video, I guess you could say. And don't forget to subscribe to her channel. She is growing and she's doing amazing. So go subscribe to her channel. And if you're not subscribed here, please subscribe, join the family. And if there's anybody new here from her channel, hello, welcome. My name is Brooke. I'm so happy that you're here. So let's just jump right into it. I have my pointers on my phone. Okay, so the first thing I will say about being in a military relationship while you're in college is school keeping you busy. So this is definitely a big thing. Just for me, whenever I'm in school and like actively having stuff going on in school, like this week has been crazy with school, so like I've been doing a lot of stuff like after school, before school, stuff like that. So having something like that to keep you busy is super helpful, and I'm sure anybody who's in the situation can 100% agree with that. If I didn't have school, I would be sad a lot more. So I guess it's kind of like a benefit of being a college student in a military relationship is that it keeps you busy. And like the number one advice I always give to people who ask me like, do you have any advice for getting through this? I just say to keep yourself busy. So with that being said, something to even help you even more is to involve yourself at school. Like get involved in different groups, or maybe like take another class if you have room for it, or you know, do extra stuff on the side. There are a lot of things you can do, and I'm sure you guys know that if you're a college student. So you know, join an intramural sport if you have nothing, or go to the gym more. Like I go to the gym all the time to keep myself busy even when I am at school. So there's a lot of opportunities to keep yourself busy and to keep you focused on school, and that will trickle down and it will keep your mind off of the distance and make it a little bit easier, I would say. So that's just like another insight into what it's like, is that school helps. Like there are days obviously when I still miss him a ton when I'm in school, but like for the most part when I'm on like spring break or winter break or summer break for sure, I miss him a lot more, and I'm a lot more sad and I'm more down and out. So like keep yourself busy. That's my biggest thing I always tell people. Keep yourself busy. So the second point that I'm going to talk about is how they can motivate you to go to class and get good grades so that you graduate on time. So this might not be the case for everybody, but for me, I'm graduating earlier than most people with my degree do. Usually people that go to school for music ed, it usually takes about 5 years, just because you have a lot of music courses you have to do on top of your education courses and then on top of your gen eds. So it takes a while. But for me, like I got a head start, and I came into college with some credits from AP courses that I took in high school. But then also I took an extra semester in the summer where I took 15 credits. So I took a full semester in the summer. It was summer of 2018 when he was gone for most of the summer. So that, another thing, we'll go back to point one, that kept me busy, so that was awesome. But I got my gen eds all done, so that way I can kind of get ahead, and that's helping me to graduate in 4 years instead of 5. So I guess with that, like, you need a ton of motivation to do that, because I did it in the summer. So like, obviously, you know, like, it's nice weather, my friends are going out doing stuff. So like, for me, you know, having to sit back and like take quizzes or like read or something like that was harder, but he definitely motivated me to do that. And he was the end goal for me. So, because I always thought, you know, if I can get my schooling done and really push ahead, then, you know, the sooner that the long distance can be done. But and I made really good grades that semester, actually, and like, they're gen eds, so they're things that I'm like not very good at, like biology. I'm just like, that's not my thing. But he definitely motivated you. So that's like another benefit of being in a military relationship while you're a college student, is that they can oftentimes motivate you in the best way. And I mean, obviously, I'm a firm believer that you should motivate yourself, but which I did for sure. But like, days when I just like didn't feel like doing schoolwork, or days when I like don't feel like going to class, even when I wasn't doing the summer semester, like when I just, even now, like there are some days when it's like, gosh, I want to skip today. But I know that, you know, if I can make really good grades, that means I can graduate on time, earlier than expected, and that's like a huge something I'm very proud of, actually, is that I'm getting out in 4 years, because not a lot of people do it with my degree. So anyways, moving on to the next point is I just wanted to kind of talk about like college life, like partying, the hooking up culture, and how to like just keep focused on your relationship. So I don't really experience this too much, I would say. Like, the people I hang out with aren't really like super big into that kind of stuff, but I still do like experience, you know, like people around me that are into like the party culture, you know, and like hooking up, which absolutely nothing wrong with that. I don't want anyone to think that I'm like saying like that's like a bad way to live. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, for me, like, sometimes it's hard to just like keep the focus on me and my relationship, and it makes me miss them even more, you know, like going out and doing stuff and seeing other people bring their, you know, significant others, or like a guy they're talking to or something. It is hard, but ultimately you just have to remember like why you're here, and you have to remember like why you love them. And for me, there are days when it's hard, you know, like it's such a different culture, and some of the people I hang out with, you know, are like hooking up and having fun and like doing their thing, and like for me, I'm like about to get married, and you know, I'm settling down. So like, I'm at a different spot in my life than some people that I'm around on a daily basis. But at the same time, like, don't let that bother you, I guess. Like, just focus on yourself, focus on your own relationship, be headstrong in that, and just know why you're here. And, you know, let yourself go out sometimes and have fun. You know, don't like hook up and stuff if you're in a relationship, but I'm saying like, go, you know, go hang out with your friends and go to a college party if you want, and stuff like that. And you know, do that while also keeping your relationship in the back of your mind. I would say it is hard, but just keep focused, keep your focus where it belongs, and you'll be fine. I know I have had people message me on Instagram before, like, how do you deal with, you know, your friends, you know, going out and partying and wanting you to go, but you just like wanting to stay back because you miss them, or you don't want to like go to a party, you just don't want to be out. And it's like, you know, sometimes you have to remember that it's okay to tell people like, you know, tonight I'm just not gonna go out. Like, don't be afraid to do that, but also sometimes let yourself go out and have fun. I feel like I'm just repeating myself over and over again, but I guess I'm just trying to like share my inner thoughts with it, because it is something that I have struggled with in the past. Okay, so my next point is taking time off of school to visit them. So you guys probably know I take a lot of trips to North Carolina. I go there a lot. Well, not right now, but last year I went there like 4 times and stuff, and I had to miss some school because of it, which I try to avoid, but also like sometimes, you know, if he has like a really good weekend or something, like I'll take a trip or whatever. But my biggest thing with that is that usually professors are really good about it if you let them know in advance. So like for me, every time I knew that I had a trip planned and I was gonna miss maybe a few days of school, I would let all my professors know like months in advance, and usually they'll say, okay, like remind me when it gets closer, but thanks for letting me know. And That way, you know, if you have a quiz or an exam or something, that they'll be more likely to work with you on scheduling an alternate time. Like for me, I had an exam one time when I wanted to leave on a Friday, and my professor let me take it on the Wednesday, you know, in like a private room with someone like there watching. But so like it's just really nice that they were able to work with me. And if your university isn't like that, I'm sorry. Like if you have a professor that's just like not willing to work with you, I'm sorry. But usually ways that you can help them to like be on your side is to do everything in advance. Get your work done in advance. If you have anything that's due while you're gonna be gone, don't hand it in after, hand it in like right before or the week before or something. Every time I've done that, professors have been super kind, super nice, and just willing to work with me on that. So that's my biggest piece of advice or piece of insight, is to get your stuff in early, and usually the professors will respect you for that, and they'll let you, I mean, it won't be a problem. It's never been a problem for me. My grade has never suffered, and I've missed school before because of it. So professors are usually awesome. So that's it. I hope that it works out for you. If you're doing that, don't be afraid to take a trip when you're in college. Like I said, I think a lot of people are like, oh my God, I can't miss this, I can't miss this, which sometimes you might have like a class or a situation where it's like hard to miss, and then I would suggest maybe trying to schedule around that. But also just at least talk to them about it. Usually professors are good. So that's my fourth piece of advice or insight into it. So I have one more thing I'm going to talk about, and then like I said, after this, go check out Mel's video. She also has 5 other points that she's going to talk about. Some of her things include you know, like being a little sad seeing couples on campus, or working multiple jobs while being a full-time student and keeping up on your relationship. So she has some really great stuff to talk about too. But this is my last point, and it's a question I get all the time on here. So it's about transferring schools to be closer to them. So here's the thing. I didn't transfer schools, but I thought about it. So I go to school in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and he's in North Carolina, and there's a school close by. Well, it would be a commute for me, but I commute anyway, so who cares? But I highly thought about transferring when I was a freshman going into my sophomore year. I was like, you know, I could really do this. Like I could do this, and it might work, and I'd be happier. So I'll tell you why I didn't, and this is not me saying like you shouldn't. This is just me giving you some things to think about, I guess. So the first reason why I didn't is because there's no guarantee that going there is going to make us spend more time together necessarily. Obviously we see each other more on a daily basis, but when you're in school, like you're busy, so you don't just have time to like do date night every night. And also, you know, there's also the chance of a deployment. So like, what if you transfer schools and then they get deployed and you're there in a new area without your family? Because family for me has been a huge support while I'm in college, and I just can't imagine being away from them and then also having him be gone. Like I just can't even imagine that. So that's something for you to think about. Like if deployment is an option for you, maybe think about that before you make a big decision about transferring, just because like it could affect you and you could actually be a lot less happy, if that makes sense. So another reason why I didn't transfer schools is because going state to state, like I'm not an expert on this, but what they basically told me when I looked into it is that there's no guarantee that these credits will transfer over, like all of them. Like I'm sure some, like my gen eds, I'm sure would, but also like a different state, like I just don't know how that works. So it would kind of suck to like spend money again to take like a class that you kind of already fulfilled at a different university, if that makes sense. And also like the degree requirements at a different school might be totally different from what you have now. So like you might be there longer and end up spending more money at a new school. So I guess those two major things were like why I didn't transfer schools. And I mean, there are benefits, obviously, like getting to see your significant other more, and like a new experience, a new place, which can all be great and stuff. But I would definitely just think about these things, because it's so easy, I think, to make a sudden decision like, oh my gosh, I want to transfer because it would make life so much better. But in reality, like it might not make things so much better. So just keep that in the back of your mind if you're seriously considering transferring, because like I was pretty serious about it. Like I really wanted to, and I wasn't happy like my freshman year going into my sophomore year. I just didn't really feel like I found a fit for me as far as school goes, but I'm feeling a lot better about it now, and I'm very happy I didn't transfer because I'm getting out soon. You know, I'm graduating in like a year, so I'm almost done. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm happy that I stuck with it ultimately. So I hope that that gives you some insight as to like transferring and maybe thinking about it more. Like I said, I'm not saying you shouldn't, I'm just saying think about it, and these are the things that I thought about. So that's it for this video. Those are my 5 little insights or tips or something. I don't really know what to call them. I guess just you know, what it's like for me being a college student in a military relationship, because I know that a ton of people are in my position. I get messages, and always message me if you have questions. Like, I love when you guys message me. I get a ton. Once again, don't forget to check out Mel. She has 5 more great tips or insights or whatever into her experiences, because they're different from mine. So that's another thing too, is that I love collab videos. So you know, her experience might be different from mine, and she can give more insight, or someone might relate to her situation a little bit more than mine. That's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget, I have some fun spring videos on the way once I have more time to film them. But that's it, and I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!